Oh, I love it. I love it when it clears up like that. So this is The Wire, season 3, episode 5. I was cooking while I was watching this episode. Not to say that I wasn't paying attention to it, but I was cooking while I was watching it. So there may be some things that I leave out in this one. I'm still watching my rice as I speak. Maybe I baby my rice a little bit too much, but tries to come out. I want it to come out a certain way. Anyway, yeah, it's basmati today. I usually use Thai rice. Well, I use Thai rice. I alternate between Thai and basmati. Anyway, going a little too personal there. So this episode we've got Avon. He's coming out of incarceration. Stringer is making all the right moves. It seems like, especially as far as a push towards legitimacy. If I can get the word out, legitimacy. I can't say the word, but I think you understand what I'm trying to say. Hopefully, hopefully anybody that watches my videos isn't too ticked off by my pronunciation of words and maybe misuse of words here and there. But that's me. If you don't know by now, this isn't. These videos aren't uploaded necessarily for any other reason than to help me work on my speech, because I have a little bit of a stuttering problem. Sometimes I don't know exactly what the right words to use. But anyway, back to the Wire. Okay. So Avon gets out of prison. See, Stringer's making all the right moves. This major apparently was in charge of McNutty when he first started. Just a little interesting thing. Oh, and of course, it took him a while to do it, but as far as sorry, I'm shaking a little bit, but as far as the story's concerned, McNutty's met his match as far as treating women as disposable Kleenex or something like that. Use them and throw them away. I can't really speak on that because I've never even been in that world. So the woman he's currently messing with is along the same lines as him, and it's a one night stand. But I have a feeling he's gonna. It's just like basic human desire. You want what you can't have. So technically he's already had it, but you want what you can have in a prolonged sense, or whatever the case may be. I feel like he's gonna. This might be a bit of a downfall for him. Part of me is hoping it is, and part of me is hoping it is. That's all I can say about that. Continuing on, there's one holdout. Well, let me go back to the major. So this major in the police force, he's moving forward in his plan to centralize all these drug sales, and he's made almost all the progress, right? And there's one holdout, and this holdout's also standing tall against the Barksdale organization, or in this case, basically Stringer. I'm interested to see how this plays out. He seems like the character seems like he's really, really smart, which is a good thing in this situation. Can't be played like no fool. That's a great thing. Even individuals can't really have too much leverage over you in the situation if you know the ins and outs. And I think he's on that track. What else happened in this episode? I think there's a lot of little stuff that happened in this episode. I don't think I mentioned this, but for the last couple episodes, they've been trying to get this stolen firearm back from stolen police firearm back, and it's like keeps popping up and over again. And we have an appearance of Omar and 2 remaining people in his stick up crew, and of course they're at each other's necks because they've lost a friend and a confidant, and all because of Omar's lack of vision when it comes to this situation. He wants to punish these guys as much as he can for the loss of his partner, and that's hurting him because his blinders are on in this situation. And of course, all I can do as a viewer is sit back and just be. I'm so interested to see how this plays out. Because it's such a. He's playing with fire here, basically. With him having his blinders on, he's not able to see what's around, what's in his surrounding or his peripherals, if you will, and he's cruising for a bruising. I feel like, but I feel like a lot of things are set in motion. Also, one of the newer characters, this councilman, he's shaking and grooving. Now, you've undercut people and you've made sneaky, dirty moves, trying to undermine whatever somebody has going on, and you go, hey, I should come to the table, and there's a real issue afoot. I should come to the table with the mayor, the position that I want, and I'm trying to do everything in my power to diminish the current mayor. I should go to him directly and say, hey, we have a real problem here. Let's work. Let's make something happen. Let's work together. First of all, it's not your issue. I understand he wants to make the streets safer and make sure keep the reputation and all this good jazz, but it's not your issue. It's the mayor's issue. You're trying to undercut him, and he flipping knows that to a certain extent, and now you're gonna go straight to him and be like, man, we gotta get this done. Come on, man, this is good. All they doing is regurgitating what you're saying and with using different verbs and adverbs or whatever. I don't know all the parts of speech, but that's all they're doing, man. But he thinks he's saying he has something in his back pocket, basically, that could really crush the mayor. And now I'm like, oh boy, I don't like this character, because you're stirring up stuff where it doesn't need to be stirred up. I mean, there's an order. There's an order in the way things are, or there's an order of operations that are happening and taking place while you're running around trying to be a superhero. And they even make mention of that in one of his friends makes mention of that in episode. Do you wear those little red tights and the cape and all that? It's a joke, but it's a lot of truth behind that, because while you're trying to be a crusader, you're causing a ripple effect. Now, although individuals involved or individuals that will be affected by that ripple aren't necessarily the best people, but there's a structure to things. And if you go about messing up that structure, you're going to cause all types of reactions to happen. And I guess that's good writing on their part, because it creates a great viewing experience. All right. I think I got off track a little bit there. What else happened in this episode? Yeah, the major successful in moving the guys down there. You got one holdout. McNutty's going crazy. I think he's found his match as far as his style of sexual encounters are concerned. Avon got out in his home. Is Avon Barksdale? I think no. And Stringer's his second in command. He's moving up. He's taking everything he's learned from that business class and it's taking him straight to the top, right? Now what else happened? Oh God, I forgot the guy's name, man. But the guy that got out prison a little bit before Avon and is basically given the position of almost out of water, so I gotta keep stirring it, make sure it doesn't burn and stick to the bottom of the pot, and then I cover it up and let it finish cooking a little bit. That's how I cook my rice. Anyway, he's all over the place, man. Believe it or not, like I said in the previous episode, he's pretty much succumbed to the streets. He's using drugs again and getting involved in some of that gang stuff. You know what I mean? Hate to use that phrase, but gang shit. He's proven to be really cold and calculated about how he handles his business, which I like. But he's also showing that his stomach isn't necessarily as strong as it was before. Now, he gets offered this job, and he almost misses the opportunity. He goes down there and straight to the church. And to me, I think it's so magnificent that they would put this character in this situation. I mean, he's feeling somewhat righteous right? It makes sense. He's feeling somewhat righteous, so you put him in exactly the place where righteousness thrives, I guess. But he's rejecting it wholeheartedly. I hope I'm using that word right. He's rejecting it, I guess, because he doesn't feel worthy of that type of righteousness, right? I guess he feels guilty for the sins he has committed in the past, and you put him in a situation like that, and I'm just overly interested in. I'm curious what's going to happen here, but he rejects that and runs away from it. Continues doing whatever it is he's doing now, and that's pretty much all that happens in this episode. I'm gonna watch the next episode like post haste and put a video for that as well. So come back for that one. I've also got another 2 seasons of The Wire. I've got Futurama. I've got some movies. I just did a good one. What was it, last night? Dances with Wolves. I just did a reaction video to that. Go check that out. Don't forget to subscribe as well.